What the hell, or if you're a BYU fan, heck, was that?
You are Locked On Big 12, your daily podcast on the Big 12 Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Tuesday, everybody, or Wednesday. If you live on the East Coast, this is an emergency Locked On Big 12 where we're going to break down whatever I just watched on my television with my two eyes pried open between BYU and Iowa State. I have, for context here, thank you for making this show your first listen every single day. I have yet to record an emergency podcast after a single Big 12 game. I turned this on when it was a 21-point gap in favor of BYU. I was like, early on, Iowa State's kind of running away with it. BYU decided, hey, what if we just didn't score a point for a while? And then after that, instead of handing the ball to Iowa State, they decided to hand the ball into the basket. And from there, chaos ensued. If you hit subscribe, I get to keep my job. 21 points. One of the coolest dunks I've ever seen in my entire human existence. And in the end, Kada, your player of the game, does just enough in every moment, from big-time blocks to big-time slams to big-time boards, to get the thing done. Dallin Hall can jump. BYU wins 88-85 over Iowa State. The stat, is Ebola still a thing? The team stats give me Ebola. That's how I feel. I feel physically sick after not necessarily watching this game. BYU fans are Iowa State fans are mad at the refs. BYU fans are mad at the refs. I guess I'm mad at the refs. Everyone's upset with this. Was the moment where Kevin Young could have gone to the podium post-game and said, we were once happy to be in the Big 12. We aren't anymore. We came here excited, and now it was pitiful. This game was stolen from us. This game went to overtime because it was stolen from us. And it's not even really like the foul disparity, because the foul disparity wasn't crazy. With like 4 minutes to go, I decided to look, and it was still within range. Like, I think BYU had 3 more fouls than Iowa State had for the game. What was insane here, and free throws, 31 for Iowa State, 31 for BYU. Those are right on the money. BYU missed a couple down the stretch where they could have lost the game. Here's what the stats get bonkers, where none of it makes sense. The points don't matter. No one's counting. This is the Truman Show. 52 rebounds for the Cougars of BYU. For the home team, Hilton Magic, Iowa State, 24 rebounds. Wow. Iowa State shot 28% from 3. The numbers I'm giving you should not equate to a BYU win. Not in double overtime, not in quadruple overtime, not on the surface of the sun. Not if we play this game in a vacuum, in the gulag. But the old trusty stat that's going to tell you where things really go wrong. 29 turnovers for BYU, and despite double overtime, only 11 for Iowa State. Impeccable defense from BYU, but it's like the second BYU got the ball, the second they weren't on defense anymore, they were doing the offense thing. Like, you know what? We thought about it. We all agreed as a team. The right thing to do is just give it back to you. So please take the ball. And that's where I really had a hard time with the officiating this game. Do they or do they not? It's the Big 12. Let's be clear. I've said this a million times before. If a loved one of yours, if a friend of yours is a Big 12 referee, they are harboring secrets that are harmful to the United States government. They are not who they say they are. They are not good people at their core. What's a walk? What's not a walk? What's a jump ball? What's a timeout? What are any of those things? I think you could ask those 3 officials in that game, and they'd be like, I'm a shoot you straight, man. I don't really know. The Kada block, LeBron James, 3-1 lead, Warriors. That's exactly what it looked like. It was insane. He even went for the block, and he blocked it, and it ended up helping BYU ultimately win this game. They would have lost by 2 based on that layup going in. Instead, they win this game. And in the end, I'm still flustered by the officiating truly on the both sides. On the both sides, English class. It's midnight. It's midnight when I'm recording this. You hear me, Brett Yormark? Are you listening? And we're only halfway through the Arizona State game. We're not even halfway through it yet. Bobby Hurley already has a technical foul. That's the nature of this conference. How we play every night, and it's super late. 44% for BYU from the field. 39% for Iowa State. Truly the biggest disparity here. where you think 52-24, the rebound category, is going to win BYU the game. 17 offensive boards. 17. But BYU only had 14 assists. What? 18 steals for Iowa State. That's what it was the turnover battle. Points in the paint, 28-28. Fouls, 23-22. Largest lead, BYU 21, Iowa State 9. A game of runs. BYU's up 21 points with the most demoralizing white boy dunk I've ever seen in my entire life. White Man Can Jump. I think that's the name of the movie. Woody Harrelson, I believe. And from there, it's like, okay, it's over. The intern who runs Locked On Big 12, Twitter, who's very good, tweets, be careful, Iowa State will likely go on a run. And all these BYU fans are like, no, they won't. They won't do that. And then they did. And we went to overtime. Thanks for jinxing it, folks. Iowa State's a very good basketball team. At the root of this, the one thing that I didn't get to talk about here that I wanted to talk about, I like Iowa State a lot. This is a beat-up, undermanned Iowa State team. BYU has played. They played with 10 guys tonight. They played with 10 guys most of this season. Like, I've been begging Kevin Young to just pick somebody. Pick some players to go out there, and he can't. He won't. He refuses to. And Iowa State was very good. Played with 8 guys in total. Really only had 6 contributors. Chatfield, really only had 5 contributors throughout this game. So I'm not upset with what Iowa State did, the performance they put on here. I love Josh Jefferson. Milan Momcilovic is electric to watch. Taman Lipsey needs to get healthier. Then on the BYU side, from Keita to Demon to even Nell, as much as you people might hate him sometimes. Richie Saunders. Like, Dallin Hall off the bench, 7 for 13, 4 for 9 from 3. Yes. And then the crazy awesome dunk. Richie Saunders is the most important piece of this team, it seems like right now, to me. Keita being right there in that category with him. He was just 15 rebounds tonight, 9 of them offensive, and the most important block of the game. No one's really passing the ball. No one had more than 3 assists. But if this BYU team can go on the road at Iowa State and build a 21-point lead, they're going to be able to do something in March. If Iowa State can get healthy, if we see both these teams play at this level, but at their peak from this game for a full 40 or 35 even, they're going to win games in March Madness. This was electric. This is one of the best Big 12 basketball games I've ever watched in my life. And I've lived a long time, man. Ish. 88-85, BYU wins. Today's show, you best bet your bottom. It's brought to you by Nissan. Why? Because I own a Nissan. I drive a Nissan Maxima every day to work and to the school. I don't go to school, but I drive it everywhere because it's all I have. It's the only car that I own. The Armada's team of the week, the BYU Cougars. Each week, our Locked On basketball experts are picking one team that stands apart. From top-seeded stars to the unexpected upsets, these guys showcase the strength and sheer power needed to push their team forward. Who does that sound like? The BYU Cougars. BYU was a star last season, a star again this season. All of a sudden can make a big March Madness run and had 50-plus rebounds in its win against Iowa State. When it comes to the Nissan Armada, they say go forth and conquer, and that's exactly what the BYU Cougars have done in the last few weeks. It's clear that our team of the week is out here ready to conquer the road ahead with confidence, just like you can in the all-new Nissan Armada or any Nissan's outstanding vehicles. Take Nissan Armada, Rogue, or Pathfinder and go find your next big adventure at shopnissanusa.com. That's shopnissanusa.com. You did this to me. I couldn't talk for any of that because it's so late. You did this to me. This has been It Always Will Be. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Locked On. See, I was supposed to say that in the middle here. I was supposed to say that. Let me redo it. Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Dose Grande. I can't even see. See what you've done to me, Brett Yormark. Smell ya.